5 years ago, Aaron Gordon was the dunk guy. That was the brand, that was the headline, a walking poster. The human, how is that physically possible? He jumped over mascots, he basically hovered in midair. He gave us arguably the best dunk contest performance ever, twice, and still somehow got robbed. Twice. We're all looking at you, Dwayne Wade. Yes, still. Now fast forward. He's not the dunk guy anymore. He's an NBA champion. He's the emotional engine of a title team. He's the guy Nikola Jokic literally called the soul of the team.
He deserves it. He's like I said, he's the soul of this team. He's a glue guy. He probably doesn't give the much respect that he deserves. But I think he doesn't need attention, so he knows what he's doing.
And somehow, he's still underrated. Not, oh, he's underrated in the casual, lazy way people throw that word around. I mean underrated to the point where what he's doing right now should be front page stuff across the league, and instead it's just like a side note under box scores. Let's walk through why. But before we start, if you love basketball and you're one of the 90% who watch without subscribing, it's time to join the NBA Inside family. Click it and let's live this season together. We'll start with 2 plays you've probably seen on social. Play 1. Nuggets vs Clippers. Clock dying. Jokic does his signature spinning, off-balance, one-legged rainbow fadeaway thing, the Sombor shuffle. And for once, it's actually off. That shot has bailed Denver out so many times it should have its own jersey in the rafters. But this one, long. Miss. Except it's not. Because Aaron Gordon, playing through a calf that he was literally icing after every playoff game, explodes in from the weak side, grabs it, and dunks it at the buzzer over a pile of bodies. That play wasn't luck, that was timing, awareness, effort, and pain tolerance all crammed into 1 second. And the context matters. In that series, Denver had just gotten humiliated earlier, blown out by 34. People saying the series was over. National shows basically putting dirt on him. We even started getting sources say the locker room vibes are off leaks. Gordon himself limping. Michael Porter Jr. banged up. And still, Gordon comes back in the next game, logs 43 brutal minutes, and has enough left in the last stick of that game to make the play that flips the series narrative. That's not good teammate stuff. That's culture stuff. That's I refuse to let us die tonight stuff. Jokic felt it immediately. He said it out loud. He's the soul of this team. You don't get compliments like that from a guy who barely celebrates his own MVPs. That's different. Then there's play 2. Clock's bleeding. Thunder thinks they've got the game in hand. Denver claws back. They get one more shot. Ball finds Russell Westbrook, which already chaos. The defense collapses. He kicks it out to the trailing shooter, Aaron Gordon. If you pause right there, you're thinking, not ideal. No rhythm dribble, no time to set his feet, defense still closing, and historically, this isn't exactly Steph in the corner. Career 32% from 3 before last season, below average from mid-range, below 70% from the line. Teams were happy to live with that look. He cans it. Game. You know what that shot represents? Work. That's what you're seeing. Because here's the wild part, no one is screaming loud enough. Aaron Gordon didn't just casually get a little better as a shooter. He jumped basically 15 percentage points from 3. He jumped basically 15 percentage points from the free throw line in the same season. That's literally unheard of. That's not a normal development bump. That's not small sample variance. That's historic improvement. He's the first player ever to make double-digit percentage jumps from deep and the stripe in the same year. And he didn't do that in empty gyms. He did it on a contender, under pressure, with the scouting report saying we're helping off 50. That's what makes him so dangerous now. You can't just load up on Jokic, rotate left, and dare Gordon to beat you. He will. He already has. And that's still not why he's the most underrated player in basketball. Let's talk about the opener against Golden State. Because if you somehow weren't already convinced Aaron Gordon is past role player status, this game should have ended the debate immediately. 50 points. Read it again. 50. On opening night against the Warriors, Gordon absolutely erupted. He went 10 for 11 from 3, 10 for 11 from deep. That's video game stuff. That's the kind of heat check other guys get once in a career, and he did it in Game 1. He also grabbed 8 rebounds. He also added 2 assists. He also kept Denver alive all night long in a game that ended in overtime. And yes, Denver still lost because Steph Curry decided to casually drop 42 of his own like it was a Tuesday scrimmage. But that doesn't change the point. Aaron Gordon walked into opening night and straight up looked like the best two-way forward on the floor. That's not supporting cast behavior. That is, this is a star-level performance behavior. How many players in the league can legitimately say, yeah, I can give you 50 on one night, guard basically anyone on the next night, and also keep the offense humming as a connector when it's not my turn to score? There are like maybe 5, maybe. And that takes us to the part of his game that nobody wants to talk about because it ruins a bunch of lazy narratives. Defense. The Nuggets do not win a championship without Aaron Gordon's defense. Point blank. Look at the hit list from that playoff run. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler. Over and over, Gordon drew the toughest assignment. Sometimes he guarded point-of-attack wings. Sometimes he took the primary big. Sometimes he was asked to switch mid-possession and erase a mismatch before it even formed. Do you understand how rare that is? Teams usually have our best guard stopper, our best wing stopper, our best big body. Denver just said, Aaron, do all of that. Thanks. There's a clip where Devin Booker goes left, thinks he's got separation, pulls up, and Gordon just stays attached like Velcro, absorbs the bump, and still gets a clean contest without fouling. Booker's jumper is basically a cheat code, and AG forces a bad look. Then next series, you see Gordon bodying Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, riding him off the spot, taking away angles, forcing him into off-balance fadeaways that KD usually only shoots when he's bored. You can't fake that. That's strength, discipline, footwork, IQ, and pure stubbornness. He's strong enough to bang, quick enough to slide, and long enough to buzzer jumpers without bailing guys out at the line. That defender, plus the guy who just hung 50 on Golden State while hitting 10 threes, plus the guy who just made the game winner in transition, plus the guy who literally saved Denver's season by outworking everyone on a bad gaff, that's not a role player. That's a star who just doesn't ask to be treated like one. And this is where he gets even scarier and even more valuable. He fits perfectly next to Nikola Jokic in a way that most players simply cannot. We've never really seen a pairing like this. A playmaking 5 who's basically an offense by himself, plus a 6'8" battering ram who can screen, cut, dive, finish, hit corner threes now, post smaller guys, and also guard whoever's destroying you on the other end. You can't talk about Aaron Gordon without talking about his chemistry with Jokic. It matters. It's one of the most lethal connections in the league. The assist numbers from Jokic to Gordon are insane every single year. You could make a 10+ minute highlight reel. Actually, someone did, and it was literally just from one playoff run of Jokic throwing lasers and Gordon finishing everything from bully seal dunks to backdoor cuts to those how did he even catch that lobs. But it's not just Jokic spoon-feeding him. Gordon sets up Jokic too. Dribble handoffs, high-low looks, those little pocket bounce passes that lead to Jokic floaters. AG is a legit short roll playmaker. He's not just a finisher, he reads, he processes, he keeps pace. He buys Jokic space to operate because defenses can't just load on 2 and stay glued. If you overcommit, Gordon's already cutting behind you for a dunk. This is what makes Denver unguardable at full strength. Jokic is the sun, sure, but Aaron Gordon is the orbit that keeps everything else stable. And here's the other reason nobody gives him full credit: money and headlines. We've hit this point in the league where wings who can defend and occasionally score are getting maxed out and costing 5 first-round picks. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, teams treat those guys like you're buying beachfront property. And they're great players, no disrespect at all. But look at what Denver paid to get Aaron Gordon from Orlando, Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and the first. That was the deal. At the time, people called it fair. Now, that same team archetype is borderline, you can't even call us unless you're sending half your future. And here's the twist. In Denver's ecosystem, Gordon is doing everything those guys do. Plus more at the rim, plus more on switches, plus more physically, plus one of the nastiest "I'll just carry us tonight if I have to" games you'll ever see on opening night in Golden State. If Aaron Gordon had that 50-point, 10 threes, 8 boards, 2 assist game in New York or LA, SportsCenter would be running that clip on loop until June. Because he did it in Denver on a roster where Jokic hoovers up attention and the national broadcast still treats them like a flyover team, it's almost like it quietly happened. Oh yeah, Gordon went nuclear, Curry had 42, crazy opener. Anyway, no, not anyway. This is the story. Aaron Gordon is the walking, breathing answer to the question, what does winning basketball look like when it grows up? He's the teammate who guards whoever scares you most. He's the guy who'll play hurt and still outwork everyone. He's the correction to his own weakness. Turn the flaw, shooting, into something opponents fear. He's the pressure release for Jokic on offense. He's the heartbeat. That is why he's the most underrated player in the NBA. He's not just a guy who got robbed in a dunk contest anymore. The league can stop treating him like that now. Because the next time Denver hangs a banner, you're gonna see number 50 standing there in the middle of it. And everyone in that locker room already knows why.